And my brother, who was 9 years older than me, who was going to Indiana University, came down to Detroit, picked me up in the middle of the night, brought me to IU Bloomington, and enrolled me in school. 3 months into that, trying to rebuild my life, trying to get myself together again, didn't have anything. My brother's a student himself. I go home to visit my mom, and my mother and father get into a fight over remote control, and my father shot my mother 3 times. And so I ended up flunking out of school. I worked at a Best Buy as a security guard. And then I went back to Bloomington just to be on the campus with my brother. And I ended up working at Firestone in Bloomington, right at College Mall. And those guys are the guys who brought me to my first Brickyard 400. That was my first exposure to racing. They used to tease me about not knowing anything about Dale and not knowing anything about rubbing. And I said, we're going to take you to the race. I said, no, you're not. Like, that place, like, I don't think they want to see somebody like me there. And they said, no, nobody's going to bother you. And I went, and I did see the Dixie flags, and I did see people were wearing shirts saying the South will rise again. But these guys kept me safe, protected me. And as soon as I sat in my seat and I saw the cars crank up and I heard the noise and I saw it all, I said, this is my favorite sport, right on the spot. Not ever thinking I would work there or be a part of it. But it was more people than I'd ever seen in my life. I did feel like I was the only Black person on the planet Earth. But the ideal of it, cars, I love cars. I always had tricked out cars.
Yeah.
And so that became, just a thing for me that this is going to be something I love. And Tony Stewart became my favorite driver.